welcome to Primetime News, live from the News First Centre in Colombo. I'm Madhushka Balasurya.
And I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka. First, a look at the stories making headlines this evening.
Headlines on News First at 9.
President takes a walk on the Colombo-Katnayaka Expressway. Tests confirm that the gas which was leaked from a factory in Patakathara in Piliyandala is in fact ammonia. No radiation or atomic effects. Protests opposite the Child Protection Authority demanding the arrest of a person involved in child abuse in Vaunia. Bollywood's legendary singer Mannade passes away at the age of 94.
News First at 9.
මේක දාලා බලන්නකෝ පේන්නේ නැහැ කොහෙද.
Well, what you witnessed was an ideal example of the harm caused by the poisonous gas leak from a factory in Patakathara, Piliyandala recently.
The Central Environmental Authority, after examining samples that were collected in the wake of the gas leak, has confirmed that the toxic gas was ammonia.
The Atomic Energy Authority says that the gas leak will not have radiation or atomic effects.
Today, News First revisited the Patakathara area in the aftermath of the leak.
The damage caused to the environment in Patakathara, Piliyandala by the gas leak is still evident. Locals in the area point out that they continue to experience the effects of the gas leak. Local residents from Patakathara in Piliyandala who left their houses after a poisonous gas leak over 2 days ago have returned back. And now they are engaged in the cleanup processes of their houses so they can continue with their day-to-day lives. Now what these people want is answers, how this happened and a solution to their drinking water problem.
We cannot stay indoors. The smell is still present inside the house. Our clothes smell of gas. We clean the house. Food that is kept inside the house cannot be consumed. We have a bad cough. It is difficult to stay indoors. Our throats itch and our eyes hurt.
After this industrial accident, the Kasbaba Pradesh Sabha took measures to provide water tanks as a temporary solution to the water problem.
There is no way to bathe or do anything. The water that we had filled is already used up.
After this incident, they have provided us with water tanks. Have you noticed that there is no tap fixed on this tank? You cannot take water from this. Although it has been 2 days since the gas leak, area residents remain in fear and anxiety. Persons from the hospital arrived here. They said that they will conduct investigations into this incident and hold a clinic. Nothing has happened yet. The children cough day and night. Our children are precious to us. We have been told that this is a toxic gas. We want this to be shut down. The harm caused to the people cannot be covered by the country's revenue. One person who was affected by this poisonous gas leak is currently receiving treatment at the Colombo South Teaching Hospital. We have not been notified about what this chemical is exactly. We have informed all our patients that if they experience breathing difficulties or any other difficulties to immediately seek medical attention or come to the hospital. The Central Environmental Authority says that it has completed preliminary examinations on the samples collected following the incident. Test results have confirmed that ammonia gas that had been stored at the facility had been exposed to air and turned poisonous due to a chemical reaction. However, now the situation has returned to normal. The chemicals at the factory where the poisonous gas leak took place was taken away today under the supervision of the Atomic Energy Authority based on a court order. We scanned all the waste material by using our best equipment. There were no indications of radiation. There must have been an issue with the chemical compounds. The water samples obtained at random have been directed to the Medical Research Institute and the Government Analyst Department for further tests. Behind me is the factory where the poisonous gas leak took place over 2 days ago. The News First team toured the Patakathara area for over 2.5 hours today, and we also felt a difficulty in breathing and felt a slight itchiness on our bodies as well. Now the area residents here only want an immediate solution to this prevalent problem. Zulfiq Farzan for News First.
A walk was organized today ahead of the opening of the Colombo-Katunayake Expressway, which is to take place on the 27th of this month.
The walk was graced by the President.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa joined the walk from Paliagoda to the Colombo-Katunayake Expressway, which spans 25.8 kilometers. The expressway was opened for public viewing from the 22nd of this month. Various competitions and events took place on the Colombo-Katunayake Expressway over the past 2 days and today as well. The walk held this morning was organized by the staff at the Ministry of Ports and Highways and Road Development Authority. A group including Project Minister of Ports and Highways Nirmala Kotalawala and Parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa took part in the walk.
Now, Secretary of Defence Gotabaya Rajapaksa says that the environment in Sri Lanka will soon be that of developed nations.
That's right. The Secretary of Defence made this comment at the inaugural National Engineering Conference 2013 in Colombo today.
Organised by the Institute of Engineers Sri Lanka, the forum themed Engineering Sri Lanka's Future brings together the country's guiding lights in the sphere of engineering.
Sri Lanka is a country at peace and it is enjoying the benefits of its stability. It is developing rapidly. A great deal of work is being done to improve the country's infrastructure and the quality of its urban spaces. More and more facilities are being created for young people and families to enjoy. The environment here will soon be on par with those of more developed nations. Creating this change is partly in your hands. The task ahead of us in terms of economic development is one that requires a collective effort from all Sri Lankans, and in particular our professionals.
UK Prime Minister David Cameron has defended the decision to attend the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Sri Lanka this November. During a meeting with Nobel Peace Laureate Aung San Suu Kyi, Cameron rejected the Labour Party call to boycott the Commonwealth, insisting it was his right for him to attend so that he could have very tough conversations with the Sri Lankan government. According to foreign media, Cameron had said, quote, "I am not happy with Sri Lanka's human rights record. I am not happy with what they have done following the conflict and will have some very frank conversations to make those points," unquote. Cameron had also said, quote, "No one is going to be listening to the British Foreign Secretary and the British Prime Minister if we are not there," unquote. Aung San Suu Kyi, meanwhile, had said that if Cameron went to Sri Lanka, he should engage with all those who are involved, all other stakeholders, and not just the government.
Addressing a letter to Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper, leader of the Janasetta Peramuna Venerable Battaramulle Seelaratana Thera, states that there are many countries around the globe where gross human rights violations take place and that Sri Lanka is a country where the least of such violations may have occurred. Venerable Seelaratana Thera has also called on the Canadian Premier to reconsider his decision to boycott the Commonwealth Heads of Government Summit in Colombo.
In his letter to the Prime Minister of Canada, Venerable Battaramulle Seelaratana notes that he was saddened to learn about Stephen Harper's decision to skip CHOGM and believes that it is unfortunate as Sri Lanka and Canada have enjoyed close and cordial relations as Commonwealth nations. The Venerable Thero states that it is regrettable that the Canadian Premier has viewed Sri Lanka as a country where gross human rights violations had occurred and opted to boycott the November 2013 summit.
And now let's have a quick look at the newspaper cartoon of the day.
The 19th death anniversary of veteran politician late Gaminidhi Sanayaka was marked today.
A memorial ceremony was held opposite the statue of the former minister and opposition leader located down Nelum Pokuna Mawatha in Colombo.
Prime Minister D.M. Jayaratne, senior ministers P. Dayaratne, ministers, parliamentarians, members of the clergy and family members were present for the memorial. Following religious observances, floral tributes were laid at the statue of late Gamini Disanayaka.
In 1970, he won the Nuwara Eliya electorate with 2,000 votes. A blue wave was created by the SLFP in the country. However, 17 places were dominated by green. One such place was Nuwara Eliya. He began his journey in 1970 and then went on to become a member of parliament, a minister, an opposition leader, a deputy leader of the United National Party and a presidential election candidate. He achieved all these because of the people of this country. The people identified his leadership. If leaders in the political sphere, popular people, people who receive the blessing of the public are destroyed, in turn the political party and the country will also be destroyed. Gamini Disanayaka made changes, but as a political party, the United National Party is suffering. Political parties and its leaders should work with love and respect for the people and should strive to make the people happy. He was a visionary. He believed in the concept of teamwork. He built a team and created trust among everyone. He delegated the work and he had the ability to get work done through them. This is why he was able to complete the Mahavali project in a short period of time under the leadership of J.R. Jayawardena.
Meanwhile, a book on Gamini Disanayaka was launched today for 1,000 libraries in the Nuwara Eliya district. School bags and books were also presented to 100 children.
And on Words of Wisdom tonight, we bring you the thoughts of the late Gamini Disanayaka.
Who is a great leader? He is not one who says, I did this or I did everything. He is one who conducts himself in such a way that when at a particular time his people are asked, who achieved these great things for you? They will answer, we did them together. Gamini Disanayaka, former minister and opposition leader.
Still in local news, another 4 individuals connected to the assault in the procession held in Mathura recently, calling on Ranil Wickramasinghe to step down as a leader of the UNP, were released on bail today. The 4 individuals surrendered to the police today and were released after being produced before court. Mathura's Chief Magistrate Wan Sisara Kumar released the 4 individuals on sureties of 100,000 rupees each. The Chief Magistrate also ordered the suspects to appear before court on the 25th of next month. Meanwhile, a UNP organizer at the Valikamar Pradeshya Sabha, who was also produced in court today in connection to the attack, was remanded until the 28th of next month.